Welcome back to ABC News Live. First, Homeland Security confirms ICE arrested a woman a source says has a connection to White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt. Meanwhile, refugees admitted into the U.S. during the Biden administration could be in jeopardy of losing their legal status. Immigration reporter Armando Garcia and Justice reporter Luke Barr are here for more on that. Armando, what's the latest on this woman ICE detained, and what's her connection to Karoline Leavitt?
Well, this is her nephew's mother. DHS has forcefully described her as a criminal illegal alien, saying that she had a previous arrest for battery and overstayed a visa, presumably when she came to the United States when she was a child. Her lawyer is pushing back on some of these claims, saying that she had absolutely no criminal record, certainly no criminal record that would have prevented her from getting deferred action for childhood arrival status. And he's also saying that this is somebody who is now being held in Louisiana, thousands of miles away from home. They plan to challenge her arrest in federal court.
And Luke, a memo obtained by ABC News shows the Trump administration is directing U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services to review refugees admitted during President Biden's time in office. What's the goal here?
Yeah, so Diane, those who were admitted during the former President Biden's time in office will be under review, and some might even have to go through another interview. And the memo that we obtained says that basically those who were admitted and will be, they're going to look at all of those who were admitted and see within 3 months. If they're, need to go through a re-interview. They're going to identify people who don't need to go through a re-interview. And let me just read you a quote, Diane, from this memo. It says, quote, "Throughout this evaluation phase, in order to make improvements, USCIS has identified that from January 20, 2021 to February 20, 2025, the U.S. Refugee Assistance Program and USCIS prioritized expediency, quantity, and admissions over quality interviews and detailed screening and vetting." Now, advocates are already saying that this is unprecedented. And others predict that there might be challenges to this memo, Diane.
And Armando, a judge is now moving forward with a contempt inquiry after the administration sent 2 plane loads of Venezuelan immigrants to El Salvador, despite orders to turn the planes around. What's the latest on that, and what are we learning from this?
Yeah, DOJ in court filings essentially says that it was Kristi Noem, Secretary of Homeland Security, who made the decision to continue removing hundreds of Venezuelan nationals to this notorious prison in El Salvador, despite the judge's order to turn those planes around. This is a very stunning development, a stunning case, one that's lasted for several months. Essentially, the judge is continuing his contempt inquiry and seeing why his orders were essentially rejected by the Trump administration. As we know, hundreds of Venezuelan nationals were sent to that notorious prison in El Salvador, where they reportedly endured inhumane conditions until they were released several months later, Diane.
And meanwhile, another judge also just struck down a DHS policy ruling thousands of immigrants could be eligible for bond hearings. So what are you watching for there?
Yeah, this was a DHS policy instituted in July that essentially forced thousands of immigrants who came to the country without inspection to remain in detention during their removal proceedings. That could take years because of the millions of backlog of cases in the immigration system. But essentially it forced ICE to also consider any immigrant who came without inspection as an applicant for admission. Under current immigration law, that means that they are susceptible to mandatory detention. That means migrants, regardless of criminal record, how long they've been in the country, could be in detention for a real long time. A judge has struck that policy down, but DOJ is likely to appeal that.
All right. Armando Garcia, Luke Barr, thank you both.